me today. So, Method, for anyone that's not kind of met you yet and hasn't come across your work, do you want to give us a bit of an introduction about you and what it is you do?
Yeah. So well, I'm a painter. Mostly paint larger scale stuff. Ranging from a little bit of everything. I don't really stick to a genre, if you will. Uh, Quite happy to take a shot at anything.
No,
Um, but that's really it, to be honest.
dappling in every part of the hobby sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got bits of Warhammer here and there, and some like stupidly sized figures to just stuff I don't need.
Yeah.
But no, I'm quite happy to take a go at anything, to be honest. Like
Love that.
any subject, scale, and just
Very
have a
open.
pot
More
at
about the
anything, to be
painting
honest.
than the
No,
anything else. Awesome. So, how did you enter the hobbyverse? How did it all start? Where did it all come from for you?
well, it all came from my dad, because my dad paints as well. My dad's been painting for a very long time, and just always grown up, he always had his desk in like the living room. So I'd always see him painting like just whatever he would be, whether it be like a Viking or like a red coat, or 'cause he's a historical miniature painter.
Right.
And I just always loved it. Always loved seeing his stuff. I used to go to the shows with him. So I just eventually picked it up. Um, Loved it 'cause I'm a big nerd, big comic book fan and everything. And when I found out there was like just small scale stuff of like my interest, I just kind of lost it and thought, oh, this will be cool to do, and that was really it. So, and then it just spiraled from there.
Just went from there. So you started really quite young then. How old were you when you started?
Um, about 12, 13,
Wow.
round about that sort of age. I got a plastic Wallace and Gromit kit, and I'm sure I'd done that when I was about 12.
Wow, really early.
Yeah. From what I remember, it looks alright because I don't have it anymore. I think
Yeah.
it's somewhere stashed in my mum and dad's house. Um, but yeah, I think I done that when I was about 12. So
Wow.
I got started very very young.
That's really early. And so how was it like being introduced by your dad and starting that early? Like, did you find it the bonding experience? Is it like core memories? Like, tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, both. Definitely like a bonding experience, 100%. Because my dad he worked away a lot, so he'd only ever be home for like the weekends, and then he'd go away for the week, and then he'd come back. So when he was showing us how to do stuff, and it was just great to spend that time with him. And yeah, and it just sort of got more and more. Because as I was getting older, he stopped working throughout the week, or he was getting jobs closer to home. So it was just more and more time showing us what to do, really. And yeah, it was just a great time. It was a lot of core memories in those early stages
I love
of
that.
my hobby
What was
life, if you.
the what was the model or the time that you remember painting that you're like, yeah, I'm in this for the long run?
I painted a 1/10 scale Leonidas from 300. I still have him. He's next door. He was the first bust I ever painted.
Um,
Uh, he's still actually he's still quite good considering
yeah.
I was like 13. But yeah, because I loved 300 at the time. Definitely far too young to be watching it, but you know. um, but no, I did that, and I just thought, this is for me. Um, Once I sort of peeked out of the Warhammer side of the hobby, and found there was just a bigger range of stuff to do. It was just like a vacuum. I just got sucked in, and I've never left.
I love that. That's amazing. And what kind of medias do you use? I know you use an airbrush quite often, and I think you've told me before you paint with oils.
Yes, well, that's what I was taught with.
Wow.
Um, so very much something that a lot of people find terrifying to use nowadays.
Yeah.
Or at least people are learning or figuring out, I should say, you can use oil paint on models and miniatures.
Yeah.
But I was just, that's what I was taught with. Acrylics were nothing more than uh, undercoats, base coats.
Oh wow.
You know, you'd prime your figure, and then if you wanted like a blue cape, you'd paint it with like a light blue with the acrylic, and then you'd throw the oil paint on and
Amazing.
go from
And
there. But
so,
yeah,
what
it's
is it that's different from to the oils from acrylics? Like, how would you rate those experiences?
well, the main difference is the drying time. 100%.
Yeah.
You can spend, I mean, you can spend all day playing with the oils. I mean, they never dry on your palette, which is great. It can be quite messy when you forget they're there. You
Yeah.
know, when you're painting, you've got like a handful of oil paint, or you end up with like a different colour hand. I mean, that's the main difference. Is obviously the drying time. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't use water. You need to use a turpentine. Um, I mean, I think it's just. I think for me, it's a lot. It was a less scary experience learning oils because you could take your time
Yeah.
with it. While with acrylics, you know, you get like a few minutes max, depending on how, you know, if you're wet blending and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was just a nice, slow experience to do with it. Because again, like, you can just take your time, make sure you've got that area right, and then you don't have to worry about spilling like water on it or because it'll just slide straight off.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, they're great. I don't use them all the time now.
Yeah.
I'm very much one figure will have oil acrylic on them just for whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I still like painting flesh with my oils because it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
But no, I think I definitely recommend everyone to at least have a go because
Yeah.
it's just a nice, slow medium to work with.
I mean, I
But
know I had never heard of working with oils on miniatures before I'd kind of interact with you. You find it, so I'm assuming there's a lot of wet blending going on.
yeah, again, like everything's just
Okay.
dabbing and teasing your darker or lighter colour into the base.
Yeah.
And you can just get that really nice subtle blend of it. I mean, you can obviously do it with acrylics. It's just a different way to do it.
Yeah, of
But
course.
like, if you get your base on and then put your darker color in wherever it needs to go, and you can just like tease the darker color into the base, and you get just that really nice natural transition with it. That's why it just makes it a lot slower. It's
Yeah.
just a nice experience, and if it doesn't go well, you can just wipe it off and start.
Like that. It's just a clean slate without having to use rubbing alcohol. No, that's amazing. I want to dabble in it from speaking with you because I don't think many people have seen that before. It's really,
No,
really
and
cool.
it's something I should really do a video on or
Uh,
whatever. It's just finding the right angle to show everything,
yeah, yeah, no, I get
keeping
you. Yeah,
everything in focus.
yeah, yeah. It's really difficult to get that done. That's amazing, though. You also, because yeah, you're quite different to some of the other people I've had on here. You mainly paint bigger sculpts and
Yeah.
larger busts. What attracts you to those over anything else?
I think just the subject matter,
Yeah,
and just the size alone. It's a bit less fiddly.
yeah,
Um, and just again, it's mostly the subject matter because most of the bigger stuff is all like comic book heroes or horror villains or I mean just whatever. So I think that's what mainly attracted us to the bigger ones. And they're just great to paint, really, just like everything,
yeah.
you know.
Painting on the roller cool.
Exactly. So it's just I don't know, just I like having something like just big to work on
Yeah,
and they look great on the shelf when they're done. Just since they're bigger, they take up a lot more space.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine actually trying to
Yeah.
house all of those. I struggle
Yeah.
with the tiny ones. And is there anything within like those larger sculpts that you use as a technique or a stylistic choice that you think defines it as one of your paint jobs? You know, like that's your kind of signature.
Um, See, I don't think I've got a signature style of painting, but I think that's just me being blind to it, really. Um, but I think just I like to go for brighter colours,
Yeah,
um, or like just colours that stand out from each other.
yeah,
I always like to try get that contrast, so maybe that's it.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and I like trying to be as subtle as I can with bigger stuff
yeah.
because you can't get away with painting a little bit ugly on something that's like
No.
30 centimeters tall. Um, I mean, 'cause we all do it. Bits like you won't see. You
Yeah.
paint a little bit ugly there and just leave it. No one will see it. But if your thing's like 18 inches tall, you're not getting away with
No,
it.
no, that's going to show up, isn't it?
So yeah, I like trying to be as subtle as I can, or as realistic as I can,
Yeah,
without making it a ridiculously amount of work for myself.
yeah, yeah. And so do you go
Um,
into that with like a game plan, or is it kind of like a making it up as you go along process?
yeah, I think I'll wing everything. I'll have like a loose idea.
Yeah,
So like if I need to paint something blue, I know right it needs to be blue, and then I'll just go for
nice.
it. Yeah, again, I just kind of get that rough idea. I know what colours I want to do, and then I just dive into it really.
Great. I love that.
Uh, but
Really
yeah,
cool method of doing it. And what do you think? So obviously painting for so long, is there anything you see like other painters and hobbyists do that you think you've massively overlooked that aspect kind of thing?
um, yeah. Do you know when I was looking at all the questions you sent us, when I seen this one, I struggled a little bit. Um, but I think it's just simplicity.
Yeah, the
I
basic.
think, yeah, I think some people when they first get into the hobby, they'll really, I mean, you like the idea of painting these like spectacular looking minis or whatever, and then they just try to do too much at once.
Yeah,
It's like, there's a lot of people now that are freehanding everything, which is obviously great. And you just get these people who will pick up a box of minis for the first time and think, I'm going to do that. So I think it is very much simplicity. Just keep
yeah,
everything simple at first and just gradually like build up for
yeah,
it. Because because if you try to do things too complicated too early, it'll just put you off,
yeah.
and you'll never want to do it again. You
I think
know.
that's a really good way of looking at it. Yeah, amazing advice because I think it's very easy to see all these artists who are doing incredible things.
I think it's the box art. When you see
Yeah,
box art figures and stuff, it's daunting because you're like, right, I want my mini to look that good, or I want my model to look that great, and then you try and either copy it or replicate it the best you can, and then people get like they'll kick themselves if it's not up to that level,
yeah,
no matter what your level is,
yeah,
and it's just a really damaging way to look at painting in general.
yeah. Compared to
It's
that
just
stuff.
so it definitely just keep everything simple.
Yeah,
Then, as you feel more confident, start adding little bits more in. I think it's definitely an overlooked thing in general. Trying to do too much too soon is probably the best way to simplify it.
yeah. I think that's a great answer. Really, really good advice there. And when you do have like setbacks, and like when you see painters that are like, I just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah,
What's your best advice for keeping that spark and not falling into that pit that we all fall into occasionally?
I think the best way to kind of counteract it is just take a step back.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're struggling with one thing in particular, either put it to the side and start something new, something a lot easier, something simple. Like if you've got something, if you know you're good at something, build something you know you're good at, or paint something you know you're good at, and then or just take a full step back for a few days and just watch some stuff, watch some other people paint, and or just fully take yourself out of the hobby for a few days and just go back to it, fresh eyes, fresh mindset, and just try it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I usually go for the build something new or
Yeah.
start something new because usually if I take a step, sometimes I've found myself when I've took a step back, I can step back for months at a
Yeah.
time, and I don't like doing that now. 'Cause I need that. I need a rhythm. If I lose the rhythm, I'm done.
Yeah. I think it's that, isn't it? Like knowing your own personal.
100%.
I'm very much a you. If I step back from something, who knows when I'll pick it back up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, but within that, I think like we all kind of continue to learn and grow with that, and that's how we keep going. How do you like to learn, and what are you looking at improving on in your work?
I mean, I'm always trying to improve anything I do. Um, but I mean, mostly like I'm a visual learner.
Yeah,
Like I need to see someone do it,
yeah,
or I need to be like shown it in person for us to be able to grasp something 100%.
yeah.
Um, so like if someone explaining something to me, you may as well speak another language because I'm not going to do it. Or I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm always trying to like get better at the basics. Whether it's like, a rock on a base or if it's a face or a beard or whatever. Just always trying to get those basics a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause I don't bother trying to do all the big fancy stuff I see other people do. Because I know I'm just gonna bounce the figure off the wall if I try to do it myself. um,
Done with that.
I yeah, I mean, I'm always just trying to keep the basics 100%
Yeah.
and just try not to fall off,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like that kind of constant, steady practice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A really good way of looking at it. And is there any moments you've thought like you've noticeably like you can see you've upskilled yourself? Like I leveled up in that model.
Um, I'm trying to think. Trying to think of what I've done recently. Um, I think I think flesh was probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
Um, when I got something, what was I painting? I painted a big Judge Dredd years ago. I mean, he's only obviously got like this amount of face. He's
Yeah.
only got half his face, but I was just really chuffed with it compared to all the other stuff, and I thought to myself like, oh fucking hell, that's mint.
Yeah. Surprised yourself with it.
Um, but yeah, I think that was that. So that was about, God, I done him about 10 years ago now,
Wow, nice.
and he's still. When I still look at that, I think, yeah, that's like he's a good one. That's a good one.
I
I
did a
definitely
good
got
job on
better. I definitely got better when I painted him.
that. Love that. Oh. And so do you have a method to that upskilling and that kind of constant practice? Do you study any artists? Do you just grind away at it until you work it out? What's your kind of method there?
Yeah, a bit of both, really. Just watching other people.
Yeah.
Um, watching my dad a lot showed us, just picking up just the little tips from him and just watching him do stuff. Obviously, that sort of transferred over and just doing it myself.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can watch hundreds of hours of people doing stuff, and when you come to do it, I mean, you can't do anything unless you practice at it. So I think just that chipping away, constant chipping away, that definitely got to where I am now, and still always chipping away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
constantly keeping at it. I love it.
constantly keeping at it.
And what would you say to someone who's maybe feeling stuck in what they're doing or intimidated by those up skills?
Um, don't really know, to be honest. Um, I don't know, just in fear of repeating myself, just keep chipping away
Yeah,
at it.
keep at it.
Just keep at it, keep going, Don't stop until you're happy with it. Or stop when you're happy with it. And
Is
just,
there anything you wish you'd have told 13-year-old you? Is it that keep chipping at it?
yeah, don't leave so many breaks between painting sessions, I
Yeah.
guess. Uh, I think my main message would be to more 18-year-old me.
Okay.
Don't drink so much and keep painting.
Right.
Because I dropped off. I dropped off painting a lot when I was 18, 19.
Right.
So it would definitely just keep painting, just keep doing it. There is some things I wish I learned sooner,
Yeah.
100%. I wish I picked up an airbrush years ago. Um, but I mean, I can't even remember if airbrushes were a big thing back
Yeah.
when I was like 13, 14. So, but no, I think it would just be, just keep chipping away at it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Don't, don't be scared to paint certain things or get out your comfort zone a little bit more. I think would be more sort of the real advice.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And just as a side note, where does the 33 come from? Method 33.
It's my favourite number. It's my lucky
Yeah.
number. Yeah. I don't know if you can say, but it's literally like tattooed there.
Oh, amazing. So it's just been your favourite number
Yeah.
and put it everywhere.
Literally, it's just my favourite number.
I
Lucky
love
number.
that. That's amazing. So obviously, speaking about painting with a disability, can you tell us a bit how that's shaped the hobby for you?
Yeah. I mean, I need to do things a lot differently to other
Yeah.
people. Um, Not a lot differently. I need to find ways of holding things differently. Um, but I think that's kind of the main thing. I
Yeah.
just need to find my proper ways of holding stuff and doing stuff and just find my own little way.
Yeah.
Like the crocodile clips, they're a bit of a nightmare to hold sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, that's kind of the main challenge.
Yeah.
Um, and for smaller scale stuff, the main challenge I've got is just keeping things together.
Yeah.
But I find my way. So I mean, so some things are difficult, 100%. I avoid certain kits or figures for that reason, just because I know it'll be a nightmare to put together.
Yeah. Like that building aspect.
Yeah, aye, 100%. Like that's why I don't really get too much Warhammer stuff,
Yeah.
because some of it's a bit too fiddly, and I don't like other people building my stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I think that's kind of the main thing is just finding certain ways to hold things without ruining the paint job or without dropping it.
Yeah.
That's really my biggest challenge, to be
And is
honest.
there any kind of like top tips you've got for someone who might think they can't paint because they have a disability similar to your own thing? Like, is there anything you'd suggest to them?
Just do it.
Yeah.
Literally, just do it. I mean, there's nothing to lose from it. You
That is
know,
cool.
just find your own way of doing stuff. I mean, anyone in sort of with a similar disability to me will know, especially if they were born with it like I was. I mean, you just need to adapt to life
Yeah.
to suit you, and that's what I've done. And they'll have their own ways of doing stuff, so it's just try adapt your own ways to the hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's some aids you can buy that can help, and I think you can probably get the clamp jacks and stuff to hold stuff for you or whatever. But yeah, if you just find your own way of doing stuff, and then you'll be sound. Just
Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose especially if you've lived with it the whole your life, it's you just don't know any
yeah.
different kind of thing, do
Well,
you?
that's it, enough.
Yeah,
Don't know any different, and that's just how I need to do stuff. So,
amazing.
yeah,
I know you've also mentioned to me that you have slight colour blindness.
yeah. It's not full color blindness. It's
No.
just color variation, like dark
Right.
blues and purples, light greens and yellows. They really messes up in like pinky purples with pinks. I don't know where the purple stops and the pink begins.
Right.
But that's kind of my color blindness, is those like really similar colors.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to paint something yellow, and like my wife will stop us and go, "No, that's light green."
I love that though, and the fact that you still have such amazing color palettes on your models from it. Do you think it almost could help you in aspects in a way because you can't necessarily see it in the same way as other people?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, I think it more comes into terms with blues and purples, really,
Yeah.
because since I can't really differentiate when they're similar, I
Yeah.
just kind of throw it on the model and see what happens.
Yeah. I love that. Just experiment.
I
And
mean,
is there, oh, sorry, you go.
that's all like my Mystique figure was. Like all
Yeah.
the darker recesses, all the darker bits of the figure were all just dark blues and purples. I don't know if I laid blue over purple or purple over blue, but it worked.
It looks gorgeous. Yeah. Whatever you did definitely worked. And is there any kind of like misconceptions you think people might have about disability within the hobby and artistic area?
I think a lot of people just assume that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's maybe been a thing from my own experiences. People don't think you've done something because either you're disabled or whatever. So I think that's kind of the biggest misconception, is people don't just assume that you can't do it, or you've had someone help you for most of it. Um, like I don't get any help. Like everything I do is me.
Yeah.
Well, especially now. I mean, when I was learning, my dad would show us something on the model, and then I'd copy it. But yeah. So I think it is that you just people just always assume that you're getting help, or
Yeah.
someone's done most of the work for you. When 9 times out of 10, that's not the case at all.
Actually, that you're just an incredible artist, but that
Yeah.
people can't see through those blinkers, can they?
No.
And it has the hobby become something bigger for you in that aspect, like mentally, emotionally? Is it kind of a bit stronger for you, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the hobby's definitely a lot bigger now than it was. I think social media has definitely opened that up,
Yeah.
because I mean, it seems everyone now paints something.
Yeah.
But no, I think mentally it's a great escape,
Yeah.
like 100%. Yeah, I mean, the community's great, just in general, in terms of just modelling as a whole.
Yeah.
Whether you build tanks or planes, or build and paint Warhammer, or you do the side of it that I do. I mean, the community's always great. There's always loads of people. I mean, you always get the arseholes, but I mean, everywhere gets
Yeah.
that.
100%.
Um, but I mean, yeah, like the community's probably the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
It's definitely bigger, and people definitely get a lot more help than they ever did. I think that's why people can improve so quickly now compared to what they used to.
Yeah.
So I mean, the community's fantastic for that. Just loads of people helping other people, and it's great to see. You
Yeah,
know,
it's really beautiful to see those kind of interactions. I suppose
yeah,
there is sometimes elements of those not beautiful interactions, like
Mhm.
maybe some gatekeeping and bits and bobs
yeah.
like that. Have you had any experiences with that, and how have you kind of combated it?
I mean, I've had a little bit of gatekeeping. Not a lot, but I see it a lot more.
Right.
Like it's mostly I see it in Warhammer.
Yeah.
Like black because you see some people that are just so insufferable with it. Like, if you paint a space marine the wrong colour, then all of a sudden you've ruined their life.
Yeah.
Are you doing it wrong? Like, it's ridiculous. Because, I mean, I've got a little squad that I'm slowly painting of Death Watch Marines,
Nice.
but I like to paint all the armour just a different colour than black.
Yeah.
So I decided what I was going to do. I was going to ask all my pals what their two favourite colours were and just stick that on the model, but keep the big silver arm.
Yeah.
And then I uploaded a few and I took some to shows and people saying if they're Death Watch Marines, they should be black. And I was like, well, no, they're whatever the fuck I want to paint them.
Yeah. Definitely. 100%. They're my ultramarine. They're my space marines.
I think that's mostly what I see is people just kicking off about what colour you want to paint your.
Should and shouldn't be.
Yeah, because there's a person on Instagram, I cannot remember the person's name at all, and he paints all I don't know if it's a guy or a girl to be honest, but he paints all of the LGBTQ flag colours,
Nice.
and people just go ballistic with it. It's like, no, it needs to be red or it needs to be green or whatever. And it's just
Yeah.
like, shut up, man.
Paint is paint.
And I see it a lot where, women in the hobby as well, because there's loads of women now that like to jazz all theirs up. Stick gemstones on Tyranids and stuff, which, it looks fucking great. And, people kick off with it, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's just get a grip, man. It's like, it's just someone enjoying this hobby.
Yeah.
It's just light enough.
People should be able to paint what they want to paint.
Aye, exactly.
Completely agree with you on that. And in that, do you think? I suppose that's something the miniature community could really improve on. Is there anything else you think that like almost want to shake people and say, just it's okay, don't do this or do this?
I see a lot of people keep their own painting methods to themselves. Like they
Right.
just won't share like tips
Yeah.
like at all, and it's like why?
Yeah.
Like you can see it when if you read like articles on certain people's painting, and you see it on YouTube as well. Like you'll see someone paint a figure, and they'll go from like step 1, 2, 3 to like 6,
Yeah.
and it's like, why are you hiding this?
Yeah. What about that bit?
Yeah, I know a lot of painters now rely on Patreons and stuff to get their money, and that's whatever. But it's more like when you go to model shows and you speak to just normal people who just gatekeep their own secrets.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
Not worth it.
the idea, the idea in this hobby is just to paint cool things and
Yeah.
share it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you not telling us why are you not telling me how to paint those green boots?
Yeah. I want to know how to paint green boots.
Because it's like, like everyone, you're not going to fully steal how they do it.
No,
You're
of
just
course not.
you're going to just take that technique and apply it to yourself.
Yeah, I
And
think that's true in art. It's very hard to steal.
it's nigh on impossible though.
Totally. And with the kind of community aspect, there have been any times in your life where that community has been really important to you, really meant a lot to you personally, kind of thing?
Yeah, I think feedback is probably the best thing
Yeah.
for me. Whether I've just finished something or if I'm in the middle, just honest feedback.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing the community can sort of do for you.
Yeah.
And like help push people on. Like it just lets you know that you're kind of doing the right thing.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, because honest feedback's definitely the biggest thing. Because if you just keep lying to people, then they're not going to improve.
No, definitely.
Or they're going to keep doing something wrong. Well, not wrong, but they might just do something stupid.
Yeah, make that mistake repeatedly.
Yeah, or keep repeating like mistakes of like people not priming a miniature. If you tell someone prime, then the paint's not going to run off the figure.
Yeah. Can mean the
Yeah.
biggest difference to some people, can't it?
And even on my side of things, like since most of my models are resin, you need to wash them first.
Yeah.
And people don't wash them, and then they start kicking off why the paint's not sticking. And then you tell someone, well, if you wash it, it'll stick.
Yeah, no, totally. That's amazing. In terms of this space as well, I think quite often mental health comes up. Has that affected you at any point during your time in the hobby?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we all have some form of mental health issue
Yeah,
scraping away at us. Um, and, this hobby is brilliant for completely switching off
yeah,
and losing yourself in whatever you're painting
yeah,
for however long you want to do it for.
yeah,
It's a nice escape, really,
totally.
because like my mind runs all over if I'm painting. You know, if like I'm painting a face, you're constantly thinking, I need this on next and this on next. I need to get this paint and this paint, mix them together to put this on. So it's like it's a nice escape and distraction because your mind's working on something else entirely.
Yeah,
And then obviously most people will uh, stick like music on or a TV show on. So even when there's bits where you're not thinking, there's still noise
yeah,
to like help you just escape the
yeah,
real world for a bit. And it's brilliant. And obviously it helps a lot, especially if you're overwhelmed. Because and more so if you're near like the end of a figure, and when like you get that final bit done, and you finally finish it and step back and go, I've just finished something. It just makes you feel good,
achievement.
and you can ride that high for a good while, you know.
Totally. 100% agree with you. Um, and do you think that's kind of the aspect that painting for you that helps kind of thing, that achievement and goal smashing that kind of supports
Yeah,
well-being?
100%. I think it's my favourite part is when you finish something and you feel that little sense of achievement,
Yeah, I did
especially if
it.
like, especially if you set your mind to something, and think, right, I want this to be like this, and
Yeah.
especially if you get it to that point and you just feel fucking yes, I've done it.
I
Or
got there.
even if you go past to what you were originally going to do, and you just feel great
Yeah.
about yourself, and you feel like you can do anything, and it's a great part of the hobby, and it's a part I love doing. So I love seeing the finished thing. Like my two favorite bits is when I've zenithal primed it and when I've finished it.
I love that. Yeah, Zenithal Prime always looks satisfying, doesn't
Oh,
it?
I could prime everything I've got up in the zenithal and just happily leave it for a while.
That looks good. I've done it.
It's finished. It's done. Can't wait to paint something black and white and just
Love
call it a
that.
day.
Brilliant. So what does the kind of future look like for you? What do you want to do next?
I mean, ideally, I'd love to start my own little company, have my own figures and busts, and I think that's what I'm going towards. That's what I'd like to work towards. Um, Whether or not I'll ever do it is another thing, but I at least would like to have a figure of my own on my shelf.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that's kind of the dream, if you will.
Did you think
You
you're going to
know,
go down that attempt of like 3D sculpting route?
I've thought about it 100%. I still might pick it up,
Yeah,
especially like Nomad. You can just do it on an iPad. You don't need a full setup, which is like ideal for me because I don't have the space for a full computer setup.
yeah,
So just sitting sculpting on an iPad would be great. It's something I'm probably going to look into, uh, but I'd be quite happy just to let someone do it for us.
yeah.
This is my idea. Do it.
So you're more interested in that kind of character design aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, just love the idea of creating just a great concept for something that I think would be mint as a bust or a figure or even like a miniature.
Is that where your
It's
kind of
just
2D skills come in, do you think?
Yeah, yeah, because like you can kind of visualize it a little bit more,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can see things that won't work at the time, or things oh that doesn't look right, I can just take that away and
And do
do
you
something else.
do you have in mind what that figure or bust might look like? Do you kind of have a
Oh,
little bit of a
oh, I've got
feeling?
loads.
Yeah.
I've got loads of ideas. I've got like notes on my iPad, and it's just a big list.
Oh wow. I
Even
want
if
to do
it's
this
just
one, this one, this
yeah,
one.
even if it's just like a little rough idea, I'll just paraphrase it on.
Yeah.
But I've got one in mind that I'd love to do first. Um, and hopefully one day I'll get that. And I've got a set of busts I'd love to do as well. It's
Yeah.
just whether or not I'll ever get the time or the money to allow
No, I think that's an amazing goal to have, and I definitely would
it.
love to see what you do with it in the future. I'll definitely be interested in keeping up
Or
with it.
even just getting like a paint named after us or something, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, just having something as your little legacy.
Yeah.
I love that. And is there anything you really hope people look at your work and after seeing it that they think, wow, or like is what do you hope people take away from your work?
Um, I don't know really. I mean, kind of as long as they like it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of chuffed with that.
Yeah.
But I think um, if someone's ever thought about doing something bigger,
Yeah.
I like to think that, or I'd like to know that I've inspired somebody to pick up even just a 1/10 scale bust if they're coming from like painting 32 mil figures or even take the plunge into something in 6 scale.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's like a gigantic leap if you're painting miniatures,
Yeah.
going from something that's about 5 centimeters tall to something that's 30.
Yeah.
Like,
Big
I
thing.
like the idea that someone could maybe attempt that from
Yeah.
seeing something I've done, or even just try and oil paint.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely paint a 32 scale miniature with oil paints, no bother.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely, 100%. I think it's really unique things actually as well. I definitely think people are going to be taking that away from your work. It's really
yeah.
amazing. And if, like, just as our last question before we go into our speed round and comments questions, if someone was thinking about picking up a brush or getting into the hobby, what would you say to them?
Um, binge as much content as you can. I think there's plenty of good painters on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram now you can definitely watch. There's a
Yeah,
lot of good people out there that show you the basics of stuff. So just binge a lot of content if the right people to do it. And just keep everything simple,
yeah,
really. Like, don't go in over your head, kind of keep it simple and keep your expectations realistic.
yeah.
That sounds a bit dickish,
No,
but
it's true. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
uh,
And understand
like,
you're not going to be Michelangelo after a day.
yeah, like, progress isn't linear.
Yeah,
Like, you swerve in and out, and just as long as you keep things simple,
yeah,
you know, like anyone can paint something half decent if you keep it simple. So
100%.
that would definitely be it. Just keep it simple and just don't stop. Just keep
Yeah,
going.
brilliant.
Even if your first 10 miniatures all look the same, you'll eventually improve.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Whether it's just keeping something in the lines, like a Space Marine shoulder pad, if you keep eventually you'll keep the trim on the trim,
Yeah.
you know, and that's big progress, for a beginner, considering the lines are tiny.
Totally. 100%
Um,
agree. Oh, that's amazing. Right. I will let people get their comments in. Whilst we're waiting for people to get in their comments in, are you ready for your speed round?
yeah, I think so.
Favourite sandwich filling?
Chicken,
Nice, good choice. Hot holiday or cold holiday?
cold.
Cold, agreed with you there. Airbrush cleaning or model building?
Airbrush cleaning.
Fair, yeah, very reasonable. One music genre you have to listen to for the rest of your life. What is it?
Deathcore.
Nice. And where's your favourite place on the planet?
My house.
Yeah, good answer. Very good answer. I like that so much. So yeah, guys, get all your questions in. Thank you so much for answering all those questions for us. It's been absolutely lovely to pick your brains and to have a chat with you. Dad Hammer asks, the Wolverine bust you did was lovely. What's your advice for rich yellows? I know lots struggle.
Yellow's a bit of a bastard to paint, like. My Wolverine was a very, very heavy zenithal prime. Basically covered the entire black with white, and then used just Leviathan, no, Imperial Fist yellow over the whole thing. That's my favourite yellow paint. And then just highlight it, no, shade it with a little bit of dark orange, and that's it. Leave it.
Amazing.
Because I think highlighting yellow can go so bad.
Yeah.
So as long as that kind of base, I don't like leaving colours on one layer at all. I always like to highlight, but yellow is the only colour I will allow myself to leave once.
That is reasonable. Yellow's a tricky one.
Basically, yeah, just a very, very white base, then stick yellow over the top and just leave it. Shade it a little bit and just leave it. That's mine anyway.
Yeah, I like that. That's good advice. Attilio asks, what's your top tip for oil paints? I've dabbled but never clicked with them.
Top tip oil paint. As long as you thin them properly and wipe the excess away.
Yeah.
Because usually when you paint like a layer on, if you just get a dry brush, then literally just go back over it like you're painting it again. Every now and again, wipe it on a piece of cloth just to get it fully smooth.
Nice.
And do not clean your brush.
Oh, really?
In between colours, yeah. Because if you put the brush in your turps and you go back, you'll just wipe the paint off.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, yeah, you have to really mix them and work them together, don't you?
Because when I paint, I've got about 5 brushes. I'm using about 5 brushes at one time. So I've got one for like my base. I've got one to dry everything. I'll smooth it out. Then they just get put to the side. And then my detailing ones to like, I've got one to put the paint on, one to blend. And then between colours, I just wipe the brush straight off. And just go nice.
I mean, it makes sense now that you said it.
Oh, smooth the oil paint and do not clean your brushes until you are finished.
Nice. Very, very good hacks. I've never have known to do that. If you have any space marine weapon, which would you take and why?
Chainsword.
Nice.
Chainsword.
Attilia says, who inspires you and why?
Inspires me. Probably still my dad at this point.
Yeah.
He's my favourite painter. He's always trying to learn new things and he does just incredible work.
Yeah.
So, my dad all day.
I love that. That's amazing. As a fellow Mackham, what's your opinion on a good old stotty bread?
Wow, love a good stotty, man. Absolutely devastated. I cannot get them up there. Devastated. They make the absolute best sausage and bacon sandwiches on the planet. Warmed up, bit of butter. Insane. Insane.
I feel like I need to try this stotty. I've heard about this stotty a lot recently.
Unreal. You don't get them in small amounts either. It's like huge.
Oh, really? Love that. Kirk's not into something about eggs. What's your opinion on eggs?
Oh, they're alright.
Nice.
Take them or leave them.
Yeah. I love that. We'll give it a few more minutes, see if there's any more comment questions. Amazing. Thank you. You've had some amazing answers. It's been really, really lovely having you on. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm just glad to be asked and have on.
Definitely.
I think, when
Oh, girly Sarah, you're doing Kirk's job for him. How many fish fingers do you have to eat? And how many fish fingers do you eat in one setting as Kirk isn't here? Kirk, your reputation follows you.
I don't eat them very often, but it's usually four.
Four, a reasonable amount. For
Uh, four,
context,
fill, four fills a slice of bread perfectly, so why would you have any more?
exactly. For context, this comes from our friend who had 24 in one sitting.
To be fair, there's no in them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll give you that.
Could definitely eat 24 in one go. Nick, alright.
Oh, I love it. Oh, fantastic episode, says Dink. Thank you. So normal, says Girly Sarah. Dad Hammer says, really glad I watched this one. Great to behind the bus. Catch you soon. Thank you so much for coming, Dad Hammer. I think with that, thank you very, very much for everyone that watched. Thank you so much to Method for coming on. Oh, sorry, one last question. Have you worked on historical miniatures yourself, and do you think you approach them differently?
Have I worked on any before? No, I've not. I do have one sat underneath my desk, and I am absolutely terrified of it. Um, it's a 42nd Blackwatch Piper, Scottish Piper, and there's tartan on it, and I'm terrified of it. Um, but I think no, the approach would be the same, but with just a lot more research into
Yeah,
whatever it is. Like if it's a, I don't know, like a Roman warrior or something.
yeah.
Like, you need to get your colours right, you need to get just everything right, even down to like a little brooch or something. Because if something's wrong, you'll get picked apart.
A lot ridiculous. Dink also says, thank you very much for opening about disabilities in the hobby. It's something I hope to do one day too. Very brave. And yes, thank you very much for opening up about that. I'm sure
No
it
problem.
affects a lot more people than people are aware. And so really amazing that you could bring that to some light. And yeah,
No
thank you
problem
very
at all.
much, guys. I will see you all next week for next week's guest. Very exciting. Have a lovely weekend. And
Yep,
thanks for
you
coming.
too.
Bye
No
bye.
worries. That's all. Bye.